Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to another little review of an FSX product. So today we're going to be looking at the Learjet 60X from Perfect Flight. So first of all I want to say thank you very much to the wonderful guys over at Flight Sim Store for providing the review copy of this add-on. Now normally we'd sort of spend a bit of time with me sort of waffling on about the aircraft and textures and all sorts of stuff on the outside, but I want to get this aircraft into the air because I want to do this in the air. Yeah, I think you'll possibly see why once we get in, but let's get this aircraft underway. So we're here powered down at Brisbane International. We're going to be doing a quick flight to Kingston Smith International or Sydney International, so we're going to be doing that. Let's climb on board, get powered up, get in the sky, and then let's go for the discussion of the aircraft. Alright, so here we are in the office, and it's a very Spartan office, shall we say. Alright, first off, let's get some engines happening. Let's get ourselves powered up. Okay, so we've got avionics on, all good. Alright. Now let's get the first engine, okay, the starter primed. Okay, and starting engine. Now while the engine stuff, we'll start setting a few things. So we intend to be cruising at 40,000 because we're doing a south and west course today. Alright, that engine's powered up nicely. It's time for that's it, okay. Now let's switch the starter over to the right engine. Engage that one. There we go. And that's up. Excellent. Good. We'll those throttles back a bit. Now I'm going to switch this one over to GPS because I've preloaded the flight plan. Alright, I'm going to won't engage our anti-ice just yet. We'll do that as we taxi up to the runway. Okay. Alright, so we are engines up and running. All good. Avionics look good. So I suppose we'll sort of talk briefly about it. It's as you can see from the startup process, it's a fairly sort of basic sort of startup process, and you can probably tell where some of this review is going to go from just that quick look at the inside of the cockpit. Bear in mind that we are reviewing payware, folks. We're not reviewing freeware. We are reviewing payware. So just please remember that. As I said, okay, I'm going to stop talking for a second. I'm going to stop talking for a second. All right, I'm going to jump back into the cockpit now. Okay, so we've got a just about right for a pushback. Okay, so we'll get the throttles up a little bit and we'll start our taxi. Brakes off. There we are. Now we're flying today from Brisbane International, courtesy of Orbix. So this is one of the Orbix. I think it's actually this is actually my my first Orbix airport that I ever purchased. Actually, I know I've never reviewed it, but yeah, it's my first one I ever purchased because it is my local field. So you kind of always it's sort of like the one airport that sort of everyone always buys. That if somebody makes one that is close by them, that you always end up buying it, and it's definitely the case for me. Now, of course, we've got the weather's provided by Active Sky Next today, and our textures are provided by Rex Texture Direct, of course, as well. I'm just doing a fast taxi here as we come up to the threshold. Get ourselves primed for takeoff, so I'm going to be using Flaps 8 takeoff today. As we get up to the hold short line, I am going to do. I will show one piece of sort of the cockpit at the moment. So we'll just we'll come up to the hold short line here, and we shall hold short. There we are. Okay, stop here. All right. So the aircraft does have an FMC. It's a freeware one that's been kicking around for a while. And you know, it's fairly basic. So you know, it pulls the position from our GPS, so that's cool. You know, because our FMC position, yep, cool, awesome. That's pretty much about it. And then of course we've got performance and nav data. So cruising altitude, might as well put it in here, 40,000. Interesting enough, for some reason it won't accept it if you put put FL in, like all the others, like some will. I don't really know why they don't, but for some reason it won't. And as you can see, it's pulled the fact that I've already preloaded the flight plan. As you can see here, you know, it's got the altitudes and everything, you know, set and whatever there, which is cool. I'm not going to activate it, and we'll get to that, and it's to do with this part here very, very shortly. So, but I just want to show you it is there, and we'll go through in a bit more detail in just a moment. So, but as I said, let's get this into the air. So we'll continue our taxi. We've done our holding short there at the edge of runway 01. Excuse me.
Approaching 01.
Thank you, Russ.
On runway 01.
There we are. Okay, so lining up on 01. Brake. Brake. Alright, all systems look like they're checked. Let's have a look at her on the outside. So we're here lined up, ready to go. We've got the lights mounted to the undercarriage there, which just your basic sort of stock ones come included with that one. A lot of stock stuff gets pulled into this one, by the way, so just be aware of that. All right, enough of that. Enough of that waffling. All right, let us get
on
underway.
Runway 01. On runway 01.
Throttling up. Not that we can actually see anything because there's no ECAS there, but anyway, and we're rolling. I know from consulting the charts that my V1 is 120 V1. Rotate 145. There we are, which we've through. Rotate. Positive right. Gear up. Flaps up. We'll get the autopilot now going. So we can set the altimeter, the nav, and the autopilot. I'm going to whack a speed hold on this one as well. Dial this one up to 300, I think. Whoa, that's way too. That shouldn't even be possible to go that high. Anyway, oops. Okay, back it off. There we go. There we are. Lots of button pushing, and because we are in a Learjet, we can push the vertical speed up to be quite high. There we go. So that's pretty much button pushing done. So as we're turning out over Brisbane, let's take a moment to have a look around this cockpit. So, to say that this cockpit is basic is an understatement? Understatement of the century? Understatement of the year? Understatement of the century. I'm going to go with understatement of the century. Okay, now, alright, what have we got? Okay, so we've got our primary flight displays. Okay, PFDs. So here we've got an MFD that you can't display anything else on. Another MFD that you can't display anything else on. This one at least you can change how the HSI displays, so which, you know, is cool. But that's the only two modes it's got. This one, no modes. That's it. That's what it's got. That's what you got. That's what you got to work with. Okay, over here you've got, you know, your turbine temperatures. Not really, but yeah, you do. Oil pressure, oil temp, quantity. Gauges that kind of like this one. Okay, this one kind of means something. These ones not so much. Like, you know, kind of they really don't. And then, you know, moving along, we've got, okay, so the autopilot setup. Yep, okay. Most of my warning lights I can't read because they're hidden behind the combing. The outside air temperature. This gauge is really interesting. Notice the fact that it's so squished you can barely read it. And furthermore, the readout is actually outside the gauge. Anybody else seeing that? Just, like, seriously. What the hell? Okay. Very basic. Very, very basic airspeed indicator. You've got a sort of, you know, this thing here, which is a bit odd. Well, you've got the altimeter, but it's, again, very basic. This HSI is even more odd. Like, it's doesn't actually do anything. It just sort of chills there, and that's kind of all it does. So that's weird. Okay, comms panel. Okay, so comms panel. Now, in aircraft with FMCs. Now, I'm not a huge fan of FMCs. You know, for people who watch my channel regularly, you'll know that FMCs and I, we acknowledge each other exist, but we're not each other's hugest fans. We're really not. But you know, that's cool. Whatever. But this one. Okay, so these speeds here. So you know, I was saying before that it wouldn't let you, put in flight levels when we were setting the, what cruising intervals. I tried in when I test these videos. I try to test them before I do them. It wouldn't let me do the FL 400. It wouldn't let me do it. I actually had to put the 40,000 feet in. These speeds here. So what this speed is, now that would be ground speed. That's the ground speed. And that's what okay, cool. So, and of course, as you know, you go higher, you can't go as fast. Your indicated airspeed can't be as fast, or you overspeed the aircraft, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That airspeed is what gets punched into here. This doesn't switch between knots and Mach. Because, if that was a Mach number, yeah, you can set that because Mach numbers are constant no matter what the altitude is. Indicated airspeed is not constant. It is, just that. It's indicated airspeed. So, yeah, that means that if you ever use this, you overspeed the aircraft at altitude constantly. Just constantly do. So, yeah, just really just, look, it's great. It's a great thing, but, just, guys, just don't put it in. It's that simple. Like, either put your own in that's actually designed for what it is, or don't put one in at all. Just that's the way it should be. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So beyond that, now, sorry, that was the other reason why I actually brought that up. I want to show you because, as we know, when you're using a FMC, you can set your comm radios, your nav radios and your comm radios. You can set them all through the FMC. Yeah, no, not this one. So let's see. So we want to change to. Okay, let's go to 1, 2. See, it doesn't even do that. Okay, and you can't even clear. Clear. Nope. Can't do squat. Try and click on it. Try and change the numbers. Nope. Just doesn't work. You have to actually mouse over here and change it here. Here's where you need to change it. And it's a live change. It's not a standby frequency or anything like that. It's a live change. So, not impressed. Not impressed in a really, really like small, obvious way. And secondly, like these gauges up here. What the hell? Like, just why do this? Just why? Okay. All right. Anyway, okay. Downwards onto the center console again. It's not even textured properly. It's just not. Okay, here on the real aircraft, this is where your actual FMC sits on the real aircraft. But instead, this is non-functional. Instead, it gives you the radar display, and it just uses the default FSX ATC radar and radar setup. So that's what it uses. That's what it puts there, and it kind of doesn't really actually work. Like, you can click the buttons, but it doesn't actually do anything on this side. So the point of this, I question. I really do. Just stick an image there, it would be easier. It's just, I just don't, just what the hell. Anyway, forgot to turn you off. Maybe put some anti-ice on. Anyway, so yeah, I just kind of like, what the hell, people? Like, what were you like looking at and planning? Always get a brakes fail notice. Doesn't matter what you do, what state, even if when you load the aircraft in, when it's sort of like, in its running state and all the rest of it, it still gives you a brakes fail warning. It does, that's what it does. It just does that. And I don't know why. And the manual, okay, interesting enough, when it comes to documentation for the aircraft, the actual aircraft's user manual is pretty short and kind of pointless. But the cool thing that it does have, it's sad to say probably the only redeeming feature that I found out of the documentation, was the fact that you actually get a full the full scanned copy of an actual Learjet 60 operating manual. Like that is actually in there, which is kind of cool, and the reference charts are all there and interesting. As we move back into the cabin, to say the modelling is basic, again, is pretty much an understatement. It really is. It's kind of like looking at it going, yep, nope, that's really basic, and that's kind of all you have to say about it. And we move back to the cockpit as well, and this model is so rough. It's just so rough, and it's just like, did they even texture? Like, there's no actual sort of glass. It's not glass. It's just blank, just blank and empty. That's it. That's what it is, and that's kind of really annoying. And the cockpit isn't even textured, and these half-assed textures at the back here. I'm sorry, this is, if this was freeware, I would be forgiving, but this isn't. This is payware. This is, you pay money for this. They're charging money for this. What the hell? Anyway. Now I'm just going to have to quickly, before we go have a look at the outside, we're going to have to dial back the speed. My speed hold a little bit. Otherwise I'm going to start getting an overspeed warning as I'm coming up on at 32,000 feet, and it'll start dropping down a bit. Alright, okay. Anyway, so yeah, as we continue our cruise and our climb, let's now have a look at the external textures, shall we? Alright, so here we are. We're now at our cruising altitude, and now we're gonna talk to about the textures. So, alright, first, yeah, it's just this is just not gonna be good. Okay, this is not acceptable. This is absolutely not acceptable. To have textures like this on a payware aircraft in 2015, 2016, late 2015 was released, we're now in 2016. To have this on payware is not acceptable. Absolutely not acceptable. It's just, and it's simple little things like, okay, this particular aircraft. Now, this particular aircraft is a Cirrus Airways aircraft in Germany. It's a private charter aircraft, which is cool. Yeah, that's fine. Where's the registration? Anybody else notice that there's no registration on this aircraft? Yeah, no, it's not there. It should be. It should be on the engines. But no, it's not. None of the 15 or 18 liveries that are include any registrations at all. Nothing. Not one. They've got company names, company logos, and all sorts of things, but they do not have registrations. Why? I don't understand why. Okay, I don't get it. Now, and things like this. So, we've got that disaster that's around the cockpit. We've got that absolute disaster. Then we've got here textures not lining up. Now, I'm a repainter. I produce a fairly regular repaints. I produce, and I distribute them for free. This is payware, and this is the state of the liveries that are included. What the hell? Now, and something else. Okay, something else here. Notice something? Okay, so we've got here. Okay, we've got the escape things, which I'm pretty sure you don't escape via the engine. Just pretty sure you don't. But anyway, we've got those, and then guess what we also have? We've got the same thing at the bottom. And I was like, okay, that's a little odd. I haven't seen that in a while. I wonder. So I went digging, and it's what I do. I start poking my nose around files and start having a look. And lo and behold, what did I find? That these guys use mirroring. This is payware that's using mirrored textures. Okay, I get the idea of mirrored textures. I do. I do fully understand the idea of it, that you save graphic space by just, cloning the texture and repeating it on another part of the aircraft. I get why you do it. Don't do it. Just don't. Like, you don't do it. Like, this is what you expect on the default aircraft, the stuff that came with the sim. Yes, they use a lot of mirroring. It's annoyed repainters for many, many years, but it's just something that you learn to deal with. But on payware, nobody does it on payware. Nobody does it on payware. And furthermore, so the whole thing about FSX, especially the late version of FSX Acceleration and now FSX Steam Edition, was the fact that FSX supports Dds Textures. Now, Dds Textures, long story short, they're more compressed, they're more highly compressed, and yet they give better detail for a smaller file size. They load quicker, blah 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 blah. So here's the thing though, these are all coded in old school BMP, as in like FS 2000, 2004 BMPs. That's what these are coded in, which, FSX can kind of still read them. That's how these are written. What the hell? Nobody does that. Nobody does that anymore. Like, yes, there are some textures that FSX needs to have in BMPs, and some textures, like, interior textures are still in BMPs, and that's fine. But nobody does external textures and actual model textures in BMPs anymore. Nobody does it because it gives horrible, horrible jagged lines like this. It is not detailed. The file sizes are huge, and the detail loss is fairly high compared to DDS format. So I was like, when I discovered that, I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. Why is a payware product doing this? I don't understand. I really don't. And I just can't believe it. Like, I really can't. my mind boggles. I look at this and go, if this was freeware, I go, you know what? Okay, it's free. Yes, it's got its issues, but you know, it's fairly forgiving. But they're wanting money for this. They're wanting like 20, 30 Australian dollars for this. What? No! Just no. This is not payware. This should not be payware in any way, shape or form. This is freeware. This is not payware. Do not, I Perfect Flight, I don't understand how you can justify selling this. I really don't understand, because what do you get with this? You get an aircraft that is exceedingly basic in its model. Its gauges are lackluster to say the least. Its external textures are just not right in any way, shape or form. It's and it really frustrated me, because this is an aircraft that, look, I have a soft spot for Learjets. I'm not quite sure why, but I have this thing. I love Learjets. I really do. Maybe it's the iconic place that they hold in aviation history. Maybe it's just, maybe that's it. Maybe I just like them. I don't know, but I love Learjets. I love all of them. You know, I was so great. You know, the 45 comes as default in FSX, and you know what? The 45 is better than this. The default 45 is far superior to this. This is the only 60 on the market that I could find free or payware. I would have been okay if this was released as freeware, but this has been released as payware, and just no. You know, I think this is pretty much going to be the summary of the video right here. Do not get this. Just flat out, do not get this. Because the quality of this model, the quality of the textures, the quality of the documentation that comes with it is just not cool. Interesting enough, it says that it comes with missions. Okay, all the missions are is simply an IFR flight plan that you fly from point A to point B. Your mission success is given when you when you put your parking brake on at the gate and shut down. There you go, mission complete. And just, you know, and we're gonna jump back in the cockpit here for a second. Like, as I said, this cockpit, like, what's going on with the yoke? Like, what's going on with this? Just what's going on with it? And what's going on with the center console? And this really got me. I've got an air vent just chilling, like strapped to the side of the center console here, whose texturing doesn't line up with anything. You know, it's kind of like, what's going on here, guys? We've got gauges that don't that don't look right, gauges that just don't work, bottom line. You've got no ECAS, nothing about your actual engine, your N1s, your turbine temperatures, nothing like that. Now, supposedly it's on a shift pop-up. The shift pop-up doesn't work. It doesn't load. They're just no, just straight no. This is just a no from me. This is an absolute no from me. Look, I'm gonna continue the flight. We're gonna land at Sydney, but this is just an absolute no from me. It really is. It's just so badly modeled and so badly textured. There's nothing to save this. There really is nothing to save this. As I said, I love Learjets. I really love Learjets. I really wanted this to be a great value piece of payware. But it's not. It's horrendous, is what it is. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Just please do not buy this. Just don't. Save your money. Save your money, and either just fly the default 45 or go get yourself the 35 from Fly Simware. Sorry, go and get their 35A. Just go and get that. It's just, I know the 60 was the last. You know, the 60 is the last of the old Gates Learjet wing shape. And it had quite a lot of technological advances. I mean, it less than 35% commonality with the previous old designs. It's pretty much a brand new aircraft in the last of the lines, pretty much before the new sort of new things came out. It's got the Longhorn winglets and stuff like that, but this is just so much no. This really is so much no. So much no. Don't buy it. Please don't buy it. Please don't buy it. Just please don't buy it. Okay. Alright. We're gonna break the video here. We're going to rejoin this video as I bring this aircraft into approach into Sydney International, Kingston Smith International in Sydney. We're gonna just circle the aircraft one last time and look at these horrible textures as we do that. Alright folks, I will see you in a moment as we come in on finals into Sydney. Alrighty, so here we are coming in on finals to runway 07 to Sydney.
Flaps. Flaps.
Just letting me know that I forgot to lower the flaps on approach there.
Too high. Too high. Too fast. Too fast.
Yeah, calm down. Does have a slightly high...
Unstable. Unstable.
Yeah, we did
Unstable. 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 Approaching 07.
coming in a little bit fast.
Long landing. Long landing.
We are down. Got the reverses in.
4,000 feet remaining.
Yeah, plenty of runway, Alright, so there we go, and we are down safe here at Sydney. I'm going to back up a little bit there, I think. Clean up the aircraft a bit as we do a bit of a U-turn here on the runway. Yeah, a bit of differential brake, never hurt anybody.
On
All right,
runway 25, 4,800 feet remaining. Flaps, flaps.
I'm exiting the runway, I'm not staying on it. Alright, there we are. So, we've arrived safely at Sydney. Yeah, it's probably... Well, I think you probably know where this is going to go, I think. So, long story short, don't buy it. Pretty much, that's the summary of this review, is do not buy this add-on. It is such a shame, given the fact that, as I said, I love my Learjets, I really do, and, you know, I was really hoping that, you know, I was really looking forward to it, and I thought, yes, it would be great, because, you know, there's no Learjet 60 out there at the moment. It'd be great to have this added addition to the family, but this is diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. It really is. There is absolutely no redeeming features for this aircraft. Listen, the textures are just abominable. The textures are just abominable. The flight model seems to be off. Potentially that could also be my flying, who knows. But, you know, the flight model is off. The textures are absolutely diabolical. The systems are just horrifying. And just generally speaking, it's just horribly badly done. That pretty much is how it is. There's nothing else really to say. It's just all round bad. The modeling is bad. The texturing is awful. The systems wise, there's just nothing seems to be the way it's supposed to be. Right. Resume. It's just nothing is as it should be. Just absolutely not. And I cannot tell anyone to buy this. I have to tell you, do not buy this. It's look, as I said, if this was freeware, you know, you look through it a different set of eyes. But for someone to put this out there and charge money for it, that's a crime. It really is. Just don't. All right. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks very much for joining me. I do want to say thank you very much to the guys over at FlightSimStore.com for supplying the review copy of this. If you do want to buy this, I don't know why you would, but if you do want to buy this, it is available from Flight Sim Store, of course, and of course from your favorite flight sim retailer as well. Why you would get it, I don't know, but it is available if you do want to get it. So there you go. That's it. Alright, simmer piece. Thank you very much. Alright, folks. Well, thank you very much for joining me in this little review of Perfect Flight's Learjet 60X, and helping me suffer through this. And don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search for NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for joining me. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.